Assalamu alaikum, welcome to 9 p.m. English News Edition, The Highlights. Government and simple anonymity people at the file of Jam'a Awlati al-Fidri is a special day that marks the end of the Ramadan for all Muslims.
الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا الله لا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون لا إله إلا الله وحده صدق وحده ونصر عبده وعجل جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا. الله أكبر 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 بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. الله أكبر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده ربنا ولك الحمد. الله أكبر 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 الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون. الله أكبر الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. 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 السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
After the end of the prayer, President of the Republic, Anglais, and the faithful followed the dua of the Sheikh Shafi'i, who led the prayer of the Eid al-Fitr.
بما تحب وترضى وخذ بنواصينا للرشاد. اللهم من أراد بنا كيدا ومكرا وتفريقا وتمزيقا اللهم اجعل كيده وتدبيره تدميره، واجعل كيده في نحره واشغله في نفسه ومزقه كل ممزق، ونجنا من شر كيف شئت إنك على كل شيء قدير. تقبل. نسأل الله أن يوفق ولاة أمورنا أينما كانوا لما يحبه ويرضى. تقبل الله منا ومنكم صالح الأعمال، وكل عام وأنتم بخير، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
We're still on the prayer of the Eid al-Fitr. Several other sides of the capital arranged for the occasion have also welcomed the festival for the Eid al-Fitr prayer. It is among others at the side of the coming of Bil'aus near the Gulati Stadium, where several hundreds of the faithful are gathered in this day of the Eid al-Fitr to accomplish the prayer of Eid al-Fitr.
الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله بكرة وأصيلا، ونصر عبده وأعز جنده وهزم الأحزاب وحده. لا إله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. اليوم نودع شهر
In the same day, common the capital, the prayer of Eid was held as usually the larger suburb of Balbela, which had a concentration of Jewish population. Earlier in the morning, thousands of people converged on the prayer side located on the Jama Outlet ground next to the CCO.
إذا ولا ليال دعادي عادي كان هلكن كودين الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
الله أكبر.
The President of the Republic, His Excellency Anglais, has, as usual, say, which held on happiness and prosperity to each of his compatriots, praying Almighty God to accept all the good work of piety, recollection, forgiveness, and charity done by our society during the blessed month of Ramadan. On this festive day, may God naturally go to all our citizens, he said, to our aims and security force. I will never find the right words to tell them how much the nation is grateful to them for upholding the integrity of the territory and the sacredness of prosperity and people. We say in substance to the other component of our vital force in the forefront of which in this time of COVID-19 our medical and health course. I would like to extend my warm congratulations unto the perfect excellence of my esteem and support in the healthy fight of our society against the epidemic. He say, without the professionalism and high sense of responsibility and patriotism, our country will not belong, as is always the case, to the small circle of nations generalizing the painful specter of this global pandemic is trusted. I hope that the recent refocusing of the nation fight against COVID-19 will restore full ascendancy that our country has achieved in the past. I hope that the recent changes in the national fight against COVID-19 will be able to restore the total ascendance that our country had managed to have over this disease when it first appeared in our country. He continued urging his compatriots to remain vigilant and continue to comply with the instruction of health authorities. Our ambassador in Germany, Mr. Adam Mohammed, the later address on behalf of the diplomatic staff of the Egyptian community living in Germany, as well as in his personal name, all the best wishes and happiness, health to the President of the Republic, His Excellency Anglais, on the occasion of the celebration of Eid al-Fitr. May Allah the Merciful exalt our dua and accept in particular our prayer and vocation. May Allah cover our Egyptian community with his protection so that our country can shine throughout this new 5-year term that follows European election. Presented this wishes for the feast of Eid al-Fitr to the President, which he considered, he said, this year with the ceremony of your investiture to the Supreme Magistrate. After the prayers of Eid al-Darashin, the playground to have fun in this day of feast, accompanied by the parents and dresses in new clothes. The children celebrate as it should be the Eid al-Fitr in joy and happiness, as you can see on this image shot by a team of RTD this morning around the playground of the capital. The Minister of Health, Mr. Mohammed Wassam Duriya, proceeded to the inauguration of a new polyclinic in Arhiba in the presence of several members of the government, ambassadors of friendly countries, and representatives of UN agencies. Indeed, the Minister of Health was accompanied during this inaugurational ceremony by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Mohammed Ali Yusuf, the Minister of Transport, Mr. Musa Mohammed Ahmed, the Minister delegated to the Authorization, Mr. Mohammed Ramis. Also noteworthy was the participation of distinguished guests such as the Ambassador of the European Union, the French Ambassador, the German Ambassador, the Resident Coordinator of the United Nations System, and the representative of the IOM. The images of polyclinic in Djibouti coincide with the pursuit of the strategy of transformation of health centers developed as part of the policy of raising the quality of care closer to the population. As major donors, the European Union ambassador and the UN representative reaffirmed their institution support for the government's effort to develop and modernize the health system in Djibouti. The Minister of the Transition, Mohammed Aramis, welcomed the good progress of the health policy of our country, which aims to strengthen the resilience of our health system. The Minister of Foreign Affairs praised the exemplary cooperation of the European Union and United Nations agencies, including the IOM, which are accompanying the Djibouti government in its quest for universal health coverage. The minister felt appreciate, first of all, for the inauguration the new pollen clinic in Orhiba because of needs and that must be taken care very well. Then he thanked the European Union as well as the United Nations who gave a hand for this project. And now moving on to the international news, the Britain Prime Minister Boris Johnson urged Israel and Palestinians to show restraint. He called for an urgent de-escalation of tension. Finally, the head of Russian diplomacy, Sergei Lavrov, has a foreign meeting of the Cartel for the Middle East, namely Russia, the United States, the United Nations, and the European Union. That's it for this edition. Thanks for your attention and very wonderful evening.